Hey everybody, I'm Mel Doerr, the Aloha Shirt Psychic, and we've got Linda G in the house, and we've got a surprise guest, Psychic Arthur.
Well,
Hello.
actually, you guys had planned this night, but because of the fires, I had to put you on hold Monday because, I was sitting here with the phone waiting for evacuate, evacuate.
We were
The
gonna do
Russians are coming. The Russians are coming. Everybody must get off street.
we were gonna do it Monday afternoon, then we scheduled it for Monday night, and Arthur and I have Aloha Tuesday. So I called him and I said, Linda and I are gonna do Tuesday night. Can we just combine everything?
There
So
you go. That's fun.
it's Mel and Linda Monday, Aloha Tuesday, everything all in one. How's
You
that?
got the whole package, everybody.
But
I got the sneeze guard for the smorgasbord.
There you go. I told everybody, Linda, why we postponed, and so many people in the comments on my community board was sending you love, light, and
Well, it worked.
yes,
56. I'm
yes.
telling you, they
56
love you.
pages of what?
Bullshit. No, it's 66 pages of Linda, send her love and light. We love Linda. Send her love and
Oh
light.
my God, you guys, I'm telling you, the prayers worked. And I really prayed for, I don't, yeah, it would be terrible to lose my home. But more importantly, I worry because I was here during the 2016 one that killed all these people. And it was in the middle of the night. And they've changed a lot of things since then. In fact, my city bought 3 helicopters that are water carrying helicopters. And I think that's really helped. And they have more of an alarm system now. But it kind of brings back a little post-traumatic stress,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm, my guides always tell me, don't be tripping, but I'm tripping. And I'm thinking, okay, most importantly, my dogs and my kid and the dog food medication. But I don't care about jewelry or clothes. But even the house, I don't care about that much. I was already thinking of a new design for my new house.
I told Linda, I said, I don't see any harm coming to you. My guides show me that you're protected. But, always have a little bag packed with some dog food and your meds just in case,
Just in cases.
Well,
Um,
I have an earthquake bag packed just in case.
well,
And
here
as
in
I tell everybody, if they don't tell me, they don't like me anymore.
well, here in Chicago, we have a heat wave, and
Yes, how hot is it there right now?
yesterday in my car it said 100, then it went down to 98, and today it's like I think 96 or 97.
That's
But
hot for Chicago.
well, sometimes in the winter, I mean in the summer, I'm sorry, in the summer can be 100, but when it gets hot like this, there's a lot of people, in the inner city who don't have air conditioning, and so the city
You
has,
got brick houses?
yes, and
And also got humidity.
there's a lot of trees around the houses. So years ago that provided shade. This year we've got the cicadas, the 17-year locusts, they're eating everything. So every time you walk out back, there's nothing but cicada carcasses everywhere. um, but so if you're in the Chicago area and if you have a neighbor who doesn't have air conditioning or who's having a hard time getting out, please do a good deed and call on them.
Yeah.
Make sure they stay hydrated, not iced tea. Iced tea is a diuretic, it'll dehydrate you. So make sure you've got lots of ice water with lemon in it,
No, but it's not a diuretic if you put vodka in.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That makes it much better.
Makes it better. And my throat's a little hoarse this morning because I have some very good news. I had 2 CAT scans this morning and I had a scope and they numbed
Oh,
my,
I thought you were going to tell him about that new guy you met. Okay, go ahead.
there you go. That could be.
That's on another channel.
Okay.
That's on the XX side. Anyway, so I was going to work today, but I didn't because my throat always gets really hoarse and kind of scratchy afterwards, but no cancer. So it's a year and I'm cancer free. So thanks to all of you. Yay. And the other order
Prayers work, you guys. The prayers work.
prayers work. I'm sure had it not been for all of the loving, healing energy and prayers, it would have been a different story. So,
Yeah.
okay. So shall we get started?
Yes, please.
Okay, I was talking to Jeffrey Stein. He had oral cancer, and I called him today to tell him my good news. And
Oh,
his
good.
cancer is behind him. So thanks to all the healing energy from everybody. And he said, and I got a question also about this from Jan Brubaker, and it says that they're putting fencing around the Supreme Court building. And-
Apparently that's not true.
Bogus.
Oh, it's bogus. Okay.
Yeah, it was, somebody used a picture from when Thomas, not Thomas, Roberts put that fencing in before the row thing. Apparently it's not true.
Okay, well, and I've got some of these questions, you know, you just can't read the headlines because somebody said up here that she heard that there were 50 lawmakers signed a resolution to expel Marjorie Taylor Greene. And when I looked it up, I could not find anything. So I haven't heard anything. But anyway, so another thing Alexis asked is Jared Kushner's being investigated by a Senate committee for his investment funds and countries funding it.
Mm-hmm.
And she wants to know the outcome. So Linda, what do you think?
Well, it's not going to happen until the new administration. Because the Republicans are keeping them from investigating Jared Kushner. Oh, but if it's Hunter Biden, they're all over it like a cheap suit.
Right.
But he will, I'm telling you, I saw this years ago. I saw him in a prison uniform. I saw him serving time. But they won't be able to hit him until next year.
Mm-hmm.
Arthur,
What do you think, Arthur?
Oh, I get him going up the river. He's not going to be in a club fed or anything like that. He's going to prison. Yeah.
that reminds me of an old song. No, it's a bet song. No, never mind. Up the
But
river.
yeah, up the lazy river, but it's time. The guys keep on saying when time is right, he's going to pay.
Well, mine came through like this. His butt is going in the slammer.
Mm-hmm.
So I see indictments. Linda, I think you're right. They'll try to stop it as long as some of the MAGAs are in power.
I saw him more in trouble than even Trump, believe it or not, years ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
So he's definitely going down. The judge will hit him hard. It's two major charges that are coming on him. But I told you, what's her name? Ivanka. Yeah, see, we have to wait a little bit before this takes place. But I saw her turning on him. I saw her throwing him under the bus because she wants to save herself.
I also get divorce papers.
Oh, really?
When
Okay.
he's in jail, you have a visitor. Here, sign these.
Yeah, there you go.
I see 15 counts that he's going to be charged with. What those are, I do not know. But the card I pulled was the 3 of Swords, which means disappointment, delay, but it will happen.
It will happen.
And then I pulled the 4 of Swords, which is a death card. I don't think it's his death, but it could be, the death of his career.
Yeah.
But I see I see indictment and he's not gonna, well, unless some Republican comes along and pardons him, but I see him serving time in the pokey.
And funny enough, I don't use cards that much, and I use the Lenormand deck, but I just pulled one card. Heart upside down, which is basically the heart with the swords through it.
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right. These are little notes I took based on questions that people were asking. So, Trump, Korea, and Putin. We all know that Putin went to North Korea and had a meeting with Kim Jong-un and the red carpet treatment. And we all know that North Korea is supplying Russia with weapons and Russia's going to supply them with technology and food and blah, blah, blah. But when I was watching that, my guides told me that Trump knows about this and they are planning something right before the election.
The October surprise.
Exactly. But I said to my guides, will it be successful? And my guide said, it's going to be thwarted because there's going to be some people either in the CIA, FBI, or Homeland Security that uncover this plot. And so they're going to try stuff, yes. and they're the ones that's already funding a lot of this ultra right-wing MAGA misinformation. But it's obvious that Trump and Kim Jong-un want Trump in because then then Putin can take over Ukraine. And I think North Korea is thinking about trying to maybe do some shenanigans with South Korea. So what do you guys think about it? What do you think about the October surprise? What do you think about all of what I just said?
You
When-
go first, Arthur.
Well, when I look at it, I mean, I had some of the same questions last week, and every time I look at it, it's like it goes nowhere. Yes, they've got plans within plans within plans, but they all blow up.
And they definitely want Trump in office.
Oh God,
Oh,
yeah,
totally.
but it's not going to happen.
I pulled a card this
May I tell you too, that I definitely feel maybe Putin or Kim Jong-un, one or the other is gonna go down before this can even take place. There might be a quiet taken out, if you know what I mean,
I think it's
under the table, because here's the coffin. They're doing evil. They're making promises with the devil. And the outcome card is justice, but look what's before them, the Knight of Swords.
Wow.
So somebody's gonna go in and save the day. But and here's the world is upside down, so their plans are upside down. But what I'm feeling is that what kind of dummies would announce they're doing an October surprise? What's that about? If you really are top-notch spies and or instigators, you don't do announcements like that. So who's doing all this October surprise stuff?
well, I think
Unless it's Trump blabbing his mouth and his people are talking.
that's exactly what I see. It's Trump. And the other part of it is I think, I pulled the 9 of Swords, which my feeling is Putin is very, very nervous about if Trump doesn't win this election. And even talking about it, saying they're going to do something in October, they want to create confusion and anarchy and doubt. And that's how dictators come to power. And that's what
Right.
they're trying to do here. But my guides tell me they will not win. So,
Well, I said in December of last year, November, December, that I felt Putin starts disappearing after April of this year.
That makes total sense because there's a coffin in here. So one of those three, including Trump, may go down.
Well, 2 of them may.
Maybe before October, yeah.
My
Yeah.
guides had shown me that the people in Russia would be protesting, and they are.
There we
Well,
are.
right, they're losing money left and right. They can't get their money out of the bank.
And I think part of this is saber rattling, him meeting with Kim Jong-un because he's pissed, part of my language, that the US told Ukraine that they could use US weapons to target some targets in Russia. And Putin's mad about that. So he's doing saber rattling.
Kim Jong-un, even though he wants to be a something burger, he's a nothing burger. Let him shoot off one nuke, which he won't be able to do because the ETs will stop it. But let him just shoot it off enough that we pick it up. North Korea will be gone.
The only thing I agree with that Trump ever said, and I can't even believe I'm saying this, is when he called Kim Jong-un, he told Kim Jong-un, my button is bigger than yours.
Yeah, he called him Rocket Man.
That was with the UN.
And remember, everybody was like, oh God, because he was like, come on, dude. We got bigger guns, we got this and that. And I thought, oh Lord, now that but that goes to show you who Kim Jong-un is. He can be intimidating. He's just a bull.
It's just it's saber rattling. Now Russia pulled their warships away from Cuba, and I'm like, that was saber rattling. I laughed about it. I'm like, ha ha, nothing's gonna happen.
No, well, and part of the reason I saw this as clear as day, so you guys can think what you want. It might even come up on the news, but part of the reason, did you hear that submarine fell apart when it was trying to move to Cuba? The nuclear submarine fell apart. Part of the reason why they went there, and they go there a lot, by the way, they've done that more than once, was because Ukraine from Crimea is hitting all their ships.
Right.
So they were looking to save what ships they do have.
That's right. And it's like, look, we have these ships and it's a show of force, but it doesn't mean anything.
Mhm.
I just feel sorry for the people on the submarine, and if it was nuclear, to the damage it did to the environment.
No, I know.
Uh, speaking of T rump, other people are asking, uh, number one, will the debate go through? Um, and the reason that I'm bringing this up is because the appeals court, a federal appeals court, said that Trump is not exempt from the gag order. He has to uphold the gag order because he appealed it. And if it goes to the Supreme
They
Court,
wouldn't even listen to it.
they won't listen to it.
Correct.
But my guy just told me, my psychic light bulb went on. I was like, holy, you know what? Trump wanted to use that debate as a way to talk about how unfair the trial was, how it was rigged, how it was this, how it was that. But now he can't do that. And if he does, he's held in contempt of court. So, having said that, do you all think that's correct? And do you think the debate do you think the debate will happen?
I never saw the debates happening.
No, you never did. That's right. You said that from day one.
I never saw it happen. And that Trump would come up for some like reasons and excuses and this and that. And then I think his people don't want him talking because the more he's been talking lately, the crazier he sounds.
He's
So,
unhinged.
well, beyond unhinged.
I was being nice.
Well, I know. So was I.
Yeah, he's under a lot of stress.
Oh my, yeah.
And may I say,
Bless you.
sorry,
What?
people behind him don't want him to do it.
Yeah, that's what I was picking up. Yeah.
'Cause he's
Yeah,
got-
it's like negative, negative. No. He thinks he can out-talk anybody, but look at that. If he did this, it would really destroy him.
I'm hoping he will.
He may cut out. Yeah, I'm hoping he will
We all
too.
do, but I don't see, like I said, I don't see it happen and definitely don't see one in September.
Because look what I pulled.
Look at this, Trump,
Maybe-
that's our king right now. That's Biden who comes out looking sweet, looking good.
Trump would come out battle scarred and beat up.
Yeah,
I hope he does, but he'll find some way out of it.
Could you imagine him and Biden on stage and him trying to like lurk behind Biden like he did with the Hillary Clinton?
Biden told him, man, you're crazy. Remember when he said that?
will somebody tell him to shut up? And what's that smell?
Here's what's going to happen. Trump is probably going to come up with some excuse like, well, I found out it was going to be rigged, so I didn't do it.
Do it, yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Something like that. He
He'll-
wants to be with Sean Hannity on his show on Fox. You
Well,
know, I think Biden will still do answer question thing on CNN just himself.
yeah, I agree.
Well, if Trump is going to do something with Sean Hannity on Fox News, that'll go
He
about,
already said in October he's doing a show with Sean Hannity.
that'll go about as far as the snowball in Hades, because what's going to happen is Joe Biden will do one on all the other networks.
Well, the other thing is, and I've been
Dr.
getting
Phil
this-
wasn't available?
oh God, that I can't stand that. I stopped watching Dr. Phil when he had President Bush on. And he was giggly like a little girl. He was so happy
Yep.
to have him. And like I said, if Bush had come to a full stop,
Would come
Trump's
out his
head would
mouth.
have gone all the way up his pachikas.
Yeah.
But the other feeling I'm getting is that bad news is coming. There's not just this news, some other bad news is coming to Trump. I'm wondering if the immunity will be announced before the debate. And when he finds out he's not going to get him full immunity, he's going to be upset.
Well, I had seen another trial before the election, and I could be in Arizona, because Arizona's not backing down from this, and they've charged him. And I heard today that they're going forward with it, so it could be Arizona.
Well, I keep on feeling that the Supreme Court, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I don't see them sending it to the lower court. I see them saying, I see Alito and Thomas coming out with some little thing, little glitches, but the bottom line is anything that he is being charged with on January 6th, he does not have immunity to it. And I feel that at the end of September and October, this can move forward.
That's what
The-
I'm doing
So
too.
it's Chutkin. That's what I've been saying all along.
Well, what
Oh,
I,
they'd love to give him immunity, but the thing is, they're not that stupid because if they give him full immunity, Biden can pretty much wipe them all out now and say, all right, all you guys can go.
Hey, it's Joe. Is this still Seam 6? I got a project for you.
I'm seeing a little bit differently, that they'll kick it down to the lower court, but just to say that Chutkin has to hear arguments about what's presidential and what's personal. And then Trump will appeal that, take it back to the Supreme Court, which won't meet again until October. Then if they hear the arguments, they won't make a decision until after the election.
With
But I
March.
do see a trial happening before the election. That I do.
Well,
Well, the thing is that if she holds a mock trial with all the evidence, that's pretty much gonna hit him where it counts.
yeah.
I mean, I hope you guys are right, but I still see a trial coming before the election. And
Yeah, it can't be Georgia.
I hope it's Arizona.
And it's
because
not Florida.
It's not Florida.
Look
Well,
at,
we
and,
know.
and prayers for New Mexico too, by the way. Can you guys hear me okay? Or can you hear that fan that I left on in the back?
I've got
No, I
I
can hear you.
can't hear anything.
Okay, good.
Of course, I can't hear anything.
You can't hear anything anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, so we got
Just kidding.
that's okay. Doesn't hurt my feelings. Okay. Sharon Talley says, maybe we've spoke about this. Don't remember. Do you see Rick Scott winning the race? And then what about Carrie Lake? I don't see Carrie Lake winning.
I don't think Rick Scott's gonna win.
I don't
See,
think so.
I feel that's gonna be razor thin with Rick Scott, but I don't see him getting it.
I feel he's shocked that he didn't get it.
Well, we'll send him Kleenex for all
He
the,
didn't win by that much the last time.
No.
we'll send him bottled water so he doesn't dehydrate when he cries when he lost. Um,
Well, get some
Carrie
dice
Lake, I
Trump.
found out that Carrie Lake had been a Democrat before.
Yeah, she was in love with Obama.
Wow.
I got that she wants to be that she was once human.
Well, if you can.
I mean,
fuzz
she looks like a
something-
Stepford wife nowadays.
Yeah, and all the cameras have to have that onion skin for her.
There you go.
Everyone looked like Lucille Ball.
Hazel Johnson says, will Social Security ever have a minimum wage for the starving elders? I don't know. Well, it's not really a minimum wage. It's just they determine how much you get paid is according to how much you paid in, or your spouse paid in if you're married more than 10 years.
Real quick, I threw on Ron Johnson and he's gonna get cut out.
Oh, good. Yay.
And people will be celebrating in the streets.
Well, I, for one, will be.
Of course, it's a fraud. It's a setup.
Yeah. Linda, if that's true, and I believe you're always right. I will fly to California.
I think Sterling said that too.
I will fly to California and buy you a steak dinner. How's that?
That's what I'm talking. But do you have to fly here? Can you just send me the money?
I'll just mail you the steak.
Oh, but then I'll drive up and be at the barbecue with Linda.
There you go. And then we'll video ourselves toasting you.
I'll mail you and Arthur a steak. How's that?
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, through the heart.
Minimum-
As I always say, if Trump were to pass away, somebody call Van Helsing because I don't want that rising again.
It's the LAM, Linda Arthur Mel Comedy Hour.
We're opening next week in Reno.
There you go. Will Social Security ever have a minimum wage?
What do you mean a minimum wage? A minimum,
No. Hazel
you mean a
Johnson.
livable amount people can get?
Right. She says, will Social Security ever have a minimum wage for the starving elders? I maybe she's asking if they'll like have a ceiling, like
As low as they can go.
they'll raise
Nothing
it.
below that.
It'll,
I definitely see for people with nothing, but people who
Yeah.
make money and get Social Security, they won't get that.
no,
Yeah.
just the
They're
people who-
definitely gonna identify. And the other thing that's gonna happen is, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I predicted this a while ago. They're gonna stop charging, property tax on people over 65.
Oh, good. Good. I think right before the election, Biden is going to give some sort of stimulus check. That's what
Mhm. And first-time home buyers, they're talking about
Oh,
an
yeah,
thing for
that's,
first-time home buyers.
and
And rent relief and all this good. Did you see the thing he's doing with immigration? People who've been here 10
Mhm.
years.
yes.
Well, in California, they have a, bill going up in November about, rent, about, so it can only be raised so much percentages every year. It can't keep on going up and up and up.
Oh,
I
they just ripped us apart. And you know who was part of that? It wasn't just California. It's that Harlan Crow. He was
Yeah.
part of that whole fixing home prices so people couldn't afford them.
I see federal legislation being passed to say that that you can't gouge rent prices, that you can only raise it by X amount, because it's horrible that some are raised over 400 or 500%. And that's, I see that being illegal.
Yeah.
Also, I think Biden is going to come up with a stimulus check right before the election, could even raise Social Security. That's what I think. And also, he announced today that there's a path to citizenship for spouses of US citizens who aren't citizens.
They
So,
give billions in the US economy,
Yeah.
billions of dollars, and they want to kick them all out. What are you, crazy?
you know,
Good solid citizens and their children are police officers and
And they fought in the
professors.
army. They fought for this nation.
the women will be Trump's downfall. The women will
Say
be
that again. Say it again.
the women will be Trump's downfall, especially this whole anti-abortion thing, the whole thing with Stormy Daniels. I'm telling you, the women, even I think women who might have voted for Trump in the past, they're not going to. I think they're hopping mad about, their rights being chipped away.
I see some women even faking it like they're for Trump, but they're going to vote. They're not going to vote for him.
I still feel the polls are all rigged. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because a
Because
lot of people's children, they don't want their children to suffer or be in a place that, that he's saying you can't even have birth control.
But when CNN announced how surprised they were with the recent polls that black men are voting more for Trump than Biden, to me that something's off.
Oh, look at that church that he did with all those white people. And there was
The black church.
There was only 8 black people, and only 2 of them belonged to that church. The rest of them came from out of state.
Yeah.
I don't believe those polls. I think that's not true. Most of the black people that I know, African American people, would never vote for Trump. So I don't know where they got their poll, and that could be misinformation. That's what I picked up.
But you can buy them. Even Michael Cohen said they used to pay off people for the polls.
I rest my case.
Oh, yeah. And they said it, they rigged it. Yeah, they said it, they rigged it.
And that's going on now.
Yeah.
Because Arthur, when you said that, I'm like, wait a minute here. This sounds like somebody paid off somebody to plant this story.
Yeah.
Or rig it. And that's exactly what happened. That's going to come out, by the way.
I mean,
but a lot of this
hours
stuff
of yogurt in the back of my refrigerator with the expiration date from last month.
But let me tell you something. All this stuff lately, have you noticed that like certain social sites have got a lot of bull on Trump? It's all Russian.
It is. It absolutely is. It's misinformation. And it's going to even get worse right before the election. And people are going to come out and say it's misinformation. There's an old saying, a lie goes around the world 1.5 times while truth is still lacing its shoelaces.
Right. And also, even with showing Biden when he was talking to those paratroopers, and they try to act like he was talking to the air.
They photoshopped the people out of the picture. Or when they said he was trying to sit down and there was nothing to sit down, and then, oh, wait a minute, let's go another 3 seconds and everybody's sitting down.
But does Fox News show that it's fraud?
Well, what's going on is
those Fox News people only watch Fox News.
I know that's the problem.
What's going to happen is there's going to be people suing these news channels for putting up stories like that, because probably what happens is they get the story and they know it's planted, or whatever, and they go ahead and run it anyway. Who was that behind closed doors that were saying they couldn't stand Trump, but yet publicly they were all for him? Was it Tucker Carlson? Who was that reporter? Remember?
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson said it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
And
Okay.
Sean Hannity too.
But yet went on and reported the big lie. And so I see them being sued big time for a lot of the stuff they're
And
pulling.
that guy, the old guy that got married for the 5th time, what's his name?
Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah, he can't stand Trump.
Well, I see a lot of that ending, but just don't pay attention to the polls, everybody. I mean, okay.
Who you calling a hoe? Oh, you said polls.
That's
Oh.
oh. So
You know, when you used to,
okay.
when you paid for your way for school, when you had the pole and you were dancing. Never mind.
Okay. Man says, I was wondering if you can read on the economy. I am a small business owner and sales have been really low compared to last year. Low as in 1/3 of what sales were last year. Any insight to better sale days for the mom and pop stores? Thank you for uplifting us.
You wouldn't know that by what's going on in the economy, huh?
I do see the government giving stimulus packages to small businesses. You know, I see tax breaks coming for small businesses. And you know, the price gouging really hurts small businesses. So I see legislation coming and incentives from the government to help small businesses, giving them
Yeah.
small business loans, making them easier to get, all of that stuff.
What I keep on
guess-
getting is when we get to end of 2025, 26, like another stimulus like PPP loans. But this where if you're a member of Congress, you can't get one. You know, all those people that just stole millions and millions out of it.
All those people making money and that Katie girl, that was his speaker, her parents got millions
Yeah.
of the people.
Well-
And oh no, they don't have to pay it back.
Yeah, and they're the ones complaining that what they're gonna get their college paid for, but they made millions. And I feel there's gonna be some type of program coming out for it's gonna be very specific, and you will not be able to play around with it. It goes to
Right,
people
and-
who deserve it.
And the Senate needs to take a good look of all the money they took out of, they took billions out of Social Security.
They did.
They
If-
need to pay it back.
If they would have left it alone, they, you know, Social Security's drained the economy, Social Security's this, it's that, like it's some kind of bad thing. Excuse me, has been so bad all these years when they kept stripping it and borrowing from it. And you're right, Linda, not paying it back. So I see things coming to say that they're going to limit how much the government can take out of Social Security as far as wasting it on other things. You know,
Right.
And not
You guys
replace
hold on
them.
1 second, 1 second.
you have to leave it here. That's what I see coming.
Mhm.
All right. We're waiting. for
Amongst
Linda-
ourselves.
I'm sorry.
I forgot my sock puppet. I could do entertaining.
We had a technical difficulty. Linda's pizza came.
My pizza came, so I had to have a bite.
All right. So Need for Vibes, I think, says, I'd like to ask about upcoming weather for Central Arkansas and Florida for the rest of the year. Thinking of relocation to Tampa. Much love. All right, Linda, you start with that one. What do you think?
I've been saying till I'm blue in the face, stay out of Florida.
Yep.
Florida's bad, you guys.
Um,
Anything on the coast in Texas, Louisiana, New Orleans, all that stuff.
Arthur, what do you think?
Ditto. I'm also saying as we go up north on the East Coast, flooding. Not too much inland, but for some reason I keep on feeling it's going to be a 6, but it's going to be off. So it's not going to hit the ground, but it's going to be lots of flooding.
Lots of flooding, even in the coast of Mexican coast.
Mhm.
I'm seeing lots of hurricanes flipping up through the Gulf, and those are more ferocious and more level 6 storms this year going up
Yeah.
the eastern seaboard. And I hope I'm wrong about all of this. And I see flooding coming to Northern California. And so, Linda, when you're talking about the rains, my guides were showing me rains are going to come there very soon. It's going to create some flooding. But also, I just picked up Hawaii. They're going to have some real inclement weather this year. I don't know if it's a
Oh,
hurricane.
really? Oh, yeah. Hawaii's gonna get hit with some stuff.
Yeah, that's what I see. So I wouldn't, if it were me, I wouldn't relocate to Tampa just yet. And I would wait till Governor DeSatan is gone because the hurricane insurance down there is so expensive. People are moving away.
Yeah,
Yeah, insurance period, but even in California, so.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Kirsten M says, Linda and Mel, thank you again for the reading on South Carolina primary last week. You called it on Nancy Mace and on the Democratic winner too. Well done. Even though November isn't predicted to go the way I would prefer, I'm excited to see the other news and results you saw in another state. Looking forward to this week's reading.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. Here, David Pendulum says, Aloha. There is unusually early tropical disturbance lurking off coast of Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas.
What did I tell you? And
Well-
also there's disturbance coming in the Gulf of Mexico.
They want to know if this will develop into a serious storm.
Yes, and New Orleans is gonna get hit pretty hard too,
Oh, New Orleans is going to
like,
get, wow.
just like Katrina. Yeah,
Ooh.
you don't say New Orleans, you say New Orleans,
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
You know what? I got cold chills when you said that.
Yeah,
Mm.
Like Louisville is not Louisville. And
Yeah,
I tell me years
Louisville.
ago is it's Louisville. No, it's Louisville.
yeah,
That's how you know somebody's from Louisville, because we say Louisville.
and it's Trump, not dumbass.
It's well,
He who shall not be named.
the orange, the orange, the orange. No, never mind.
He gives a whole new to Trumpty Dumpty, you know?
Okay,
Oh, the gal that did the drawings in the courthouse for
Yeah.
New York. Did you see what she said? How bad the smell was in the court?
Hmm.
It was horrible. And did you hear he complained that the jurors never smiled at him? I would not smile at him either.
No.
because they came
They
in
should have all come in with clips on their nose.
because they came into court like this.
Yeah.
Okay,
Luke, I am your father.
I'm just really looking forward to, I will be so happy come November.
me
Mhm.
too.
Oh, I'm just looking forward to this being over with.
Okay, TINS SR, and I heard today that Lindsey Graham backtracked on the bump stops for guns because the Supreme Court and their ultimate wisdom ruled today on bump stops for guns. And they said that guns can have bump stops. Which,
Yeah, Thomas tried to act like he was a big shot, like he was the sole executor of knowing how bump stops work.
I
The
And
wonder,
same
Elaine
bump stops that
Kagan
killed.
eviscerated him.
I wonder how much the NRA paid them.
Babe.
That
Well,
is,
they don't have much money to pay. That's what gets me. They've lost a lot of money thanks to Pepe Le Pew. Pepe Le Pew wiped them out.
that was just for entertainment purposes only, that statement on my part, but I see at some point bump stocks being
They're gonna reverse it. Oh, hell yeah.
at some point
When
them being illegal, and at some point I see assault weapons like AK-47 as being illegal. Because
Yeah.
how much do you want to bet if it was a member of a Supreme Court family member who was injured or killed, God forbid, by somebody with a machine gun or an automatic weapon with a bump stock, they would have outlawed it yesterday.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
Do you know, remember all those families that lost all those children
that's right.
and or loved ones, they will curse him. They will spit on, and they will be mad at Trump for being happy with this.
And this is hurting actually the MAGAs because you're right. All these people who have been injured due to gun violence and all of that, they're being like, what? And this is a Supreme Court that a lot of people are thinking some of those judges are either MAGA or totally they're in the MAGA's hip pocket, that's for sure.
Mhm.
What do you need a gun like that for?
You don't.
Shoot rabbits.
I don't have a problem with people hunting. I don't believe in killing, but if they want to hunt, that's fine, as long as they eat what they kill.
A widow wabbit with a.
Well, what I keep on getting is as soon as we have the new administration, now the full Congress are going to come up with some laws that are going to null and void what the Supreme Court has to say.
Oh,
Yeah,
good,
but
good.
you have a
Well,
new,
they're gonna codify Roe versus Wade.
And and the gun stuff is going to be a part, another one of that.
and gay marriage, but the only thing is, if somebody took that to the Supreme Court, they could overturn it. So what you have to do is
It's changed the Supreme
you
Court.
gotta change the Supreme Court, and that's what I see happening.
But also
But I do
Congress is going
ahead.
to, Congress can overrule what the Supreme Court has to say.
Okay,
And so
I still
that's what I
see,
see happening.
still see a new court.
Oh, God, yes.
and but the other thing is I do see people in those red states pitching a fit and acting like they're gonna succeed. And good luck, good luck.
You know, like I was saying, you don't need an AK-47 assault weapon to hunt. Those weapons were made for one reason and one reason only, to kill people.
Kill people.
For the same reason that we don't have hand grenades or tanks or rocket launchers. You know, we can't, you don't need those.
Those were made to get rid of ex-husbands, and that's it.
That's right. I mean,
Mhm.
if you want to go hunting,
That's the line I'm drawing.
I mean, I love animals, but if people want to hunt, yay, you want to target shoot, yay, but you don't need an AK-47 for that.
No.
It'll butcher the meat. You couldn't even use it.
Right.
No. I mean, you know, we had guns in the house.
Kobe pate.
We had guns in the house. I grew up in Kentucky, but we were taught never to use them, never to
Oh,
pick
me
them up.
too.
I mean, my father taught us how to target shoot, but only with him present. I mean, it was, you
Yeah,
know,
our dad took us in the backyard. We
Yeah.
shot old dinner plates and we shot, oh, I remember the rifle hurting my shoulder. But he taught us everything about guns. But let me tell you, Dad kept a 22 by the bedside and we never touched it because we knew we'd be dead if we touched it.
right.
He's that type that would figure out that it had moved or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Napoleon wants to know, President Xiomara Castro of Honduras declared a state of emergency in November of 2022 to fight the gangs. Today, she announced her country is building a mega prison for 20,000 inmates, copying El Salvador plan. Do you see Ecuador, Peru, Colombia doing the same? The answer to that is yes.
I heard yes too.
These countries getting together, forming a Latin American Union with the same currency. And in the beginning, there's 3 or 4 countries and they'll all join. I see Mexico cracking down on the cartels. So I say yes. What do you all say?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if it were here in the States, they would try and privatize all those prisons so they would make money.
Right. Well, I seen into that at some point too.
Like Jeff Sessions owned so much stock in prison, it wasn't even funny. And
I
here
seen
Jeff
it.
Sessions did?
yeah. While he was running, you know.
I see an end to a lot of that, the private prisons and, you know, like the food they fed people was horrible. Look at Arpaio. He was feeding them spoiled bologna. He should have to eat that stuff. But yet when he was guilty, he didn't have to stay in one of his jails in a tent in the
Who
Arizona.
was the one that did that? That did rancid bologna?
Arpaio in Arizona.
The
County.
the sheriff.
Sheriff.
Oh my
That Trump
God.
pardoned.
Yeah.
And you know what? It takes a lot to let rancid bologna go rancid. It can usually last a little while.
Well,
Trust me, I got a lot of bologna in the fridge.
what are we having for dinner? Fried bologna sandwiches? What are we having for lunch?
Well, we're gonna wait for those steaks from Mel, but they're not here yet, so we gotta go get the bologna.
What are we having for breakfast?
What's that song? Well, my first name, let's
My
be
first name is
alone.
yeah, second name. Yeah.
Okay.
Oscar
Napoleon
Mayer.
1323 says the extreme far right groups have won major seats in the EU Parliament, European Union Parliament, wanting to impose harsh immigration laws. President Macron in France dissolved the parliament, trying to improve things and not allow Marine Le Pen to win in 2027 because she wants France to withdraw from NATO and EU. Yeah, she's another one in Putin's pocket. And a lot of the Brits are sorry they withdrew from the EU.
Mhm.
Do you see Le Pen winning?
No.
I don't think so. It's gonna be
Nope,
close, but I see
no,
Macron winning.
no.
Not even president of the Rotary Club.
I'm sorry.
I said, not even as president of a Rotary Club.
That's how far Putin reaches because he wants to weaken NATO. If he can, then he can march to those countries that used to belong to the former Soviet Union because he wants those countries back, and it's not gonna happen.
Well,
Okay.
it'll be his dying dream, and he's not going to see it.
Oh, this is a good one. Oh, I heard this on TV today that they want to put Trump's picture on a $500 bill.
Oh,
Oh, grab this one. The House GOP moves to name U.S. coastal waters after Trump.
Yeah, I saw that too.
won't happen. They want to name Dulles Airport after Trump. Not gonna happen.
Well, Abbott might let it, but
But that's when I think it was Jason Moskowitz came forward with a list of, we'd like to name these prisons after Trump.
oh, that's a good idea.
Do you think the the governor of Texas will let that airport be named after Trump?
I think, but if he does, it's not going to last because then somebody can come along and say, okay, we're going to name something else after Biden or the Democratic governor of Texas. What was her name? I really,
Ann
She
Richards.
was great. I loved her.
what was her name?
Ann Richards.
Ann Richards. That's right. I met her once at the airport. So Ann Richards, he wouldn't like that. So
You know, is he up for vote?
uh,
The
Re-election?
governor of Texas, because he's
Not right
asking
now.
for money right now. All I need is $5. I said, oh, hell to the no.
I don't know if he can run again. I see him out. And DeSatan, I think in 2026 is gone. So
I see him in a jumpsuit in
good.
a eventually.
Who?
I really do. Abbott.
Oh, yeah.
I
They
see
have to
Paxton.
provide wheelchair accommodations.
Well,
but
it
I'm
will
sure
have that. We'll have that.
I see Paxton in a jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Okay, please look at Iowa for November. We have 4 in the House of Representatives, all currently Republicans. Will any of these turn blue? I see one seat will.
I was gonna say one.
Wow. One seat
Yeah.
from Iowa will turn blue. Okay. Hello, Crazy Shark says, when do you see the next housing crash happening? I don't.
I don't either. And just like everybody said, we were gonna fall, our stock was gonna fall. I never saw that.
In fact, I don't think the Fed will reduce interest rates this time, but 2 times after that, they will. So
Okay.
that'll stimulate.
Well, I also see them stimulating housing. I
Yeah.
see them giving first-time buyers. I see them not allowing property tax. This is when Biden's in office. To
Yeah.
people aged 65, 70, etc.
We've got time probably for 3 more questions. So somebody here says, oh, it's Kathy Reagan's. Hi, Kathy. I read Kathy the other day and she's a sweetheart. She's a very, very nice lady. She said that she's praying for the communities of Gorman and Hesperia. Please also pray for the brave firefighter battling these fires.
Yes, yes.
Yep, we got to pray for them. Okay. That the Speaker of the House is trying to overturn 34 convictions by the state of New York. Did you all hear that one?
Ain't
Uh-huh.
gonna
Really
happen.
thinks he's something, and he's gonna talk to his good buddies at the Supreme Court.
Mhm.
He's got something to say about this. Oh, can you imagine their panties all up in a twist if any Democrat tried to do that with a Democrat that got charged with something?
So if
Could
he
you imagine? How dare you?
So the question is, it could go to the Supreme Court. So if he talks to his buddies in the Supreme Court, will his buddies in the Supreme Court overturn that trial?
No.
That question was by Adele Dupree, and that's a very good question. So
That's a very nice name too.
I think that, Johnson should say, I respect the decision of the court, just like Biden did when they convicted his son.
Yeah.
Okay. We've already answered about Trump showing up for the debates. Okay. Do you see Mike Johnson being replaced before the election by Hakeem Jeffries? If so, will there be another vote that causes it, or will something come out in the news that causes Johnson to step down?
From day one, I said Johnson would be out after May, or around May of this year. I
Oh,
still
okay.
see him leaving. And I have always said Hakeem Jeffries will be Speaker of the House before the
Well, he
election.
will for sure, but is it with the new administration?
Before the election.
Well, the thing is, if Johnson works on a budget again with the Democrats,
He's
then
out.
they will put a thing up to get him out, and the Democrats this time won't save him.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I was going to say. You know, Marjorie Taylor Greene came up with a resolution to unseat Johnson, and it was the Democrats who saved his rear end.
Not this
And
time.
the first thing he did is march to that courtroom and blasted the Democrats and Trump. Oh, it's a witch, you know, I don't know exactly what Johnson said, but agreed with Trump that almost like it was rigged, it was this, you know, it's the big lie. Like Trump
Good
had
news coming. If this might even happen in October. Look
Yeah.
at this, celebrating.
okay. So the big lie, you know, was, oh, the election was rigged, I won, and now the court was rigged. Another big lie that Johnson supported after the Democrats saved his rear end.
Right. And they showed up like little mini me at the courthouse.
Yeah,
And
that's my point. And so this time, if she votes or somebody's going to vote to oust him, the Democrats aren't going to save his butt. It's not going to happen. Mm-mm.
What is this Five of Wands? This is a battle taking
That's a
place.
battle. But the only thing is you got to be careful of, if he's ousted, would you have the votes to be able to get in Hakeem Jeffries? And
You
if
don't need
not-
that many crossovers.
if not, who are they going to put in his place?
well, it's not going to be. Oh, by the way, I have a new name for MTG.
What?
MTG.
Yeah.
MTG, like in Vapid.
So something is going to start in August and come to fruition in October.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see some more scandals coming out about it.
You know, the other thing is, Trump may be going down for a fall. And then with the king gone, what are they going to do?
Realize he's naked and not wearing any clothes.
And the other thing is that the Supreme Court, every time he came to the Supreme Court about this fraud in the voting, they kicked it out.
Right. And here
Over
you
60 times.
and here you have the Speaker of the House that a trial, and there were Republicans on the jury that convicted him of 34 felony counts, convicted Trump. And the Speaker of the House goes and actually agrees that it was a witch hunt and that the trial was rigged. I mean, he's questioning the American justice system. It's like,
And they didn't smile at Trump.
right. And the Speaker of the House, it's a system he's sworn to uphold and protect.
Yeah.
And so, and the Democrats are the ones that kept him and kept him in his speakership. They're not going to do it again. I'm telling you. He went, he blasted the Dems. They're going to be like, we saw what you said in standing in front of that court.
Yeah.
So his career is going to be, now you say him hanging around Trump because he thinks Trump's going to make him vice president or some big shot. Well, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
He's going to end up turning against Trump. Just like, who was the other one that they ousted?
McCarthy.
McCarthy. Just like McCarthy is now turning against Trump. And my guides told me McCarthy would turn against Trump. And look what's going on. So this guy's going to turn against him too. So
I love it. I love it.
all right. So
Well, thank you, Mel.
thank you for doing this. Linda, thank you. Arthur, thank you. I'm not going to be here for next Monday or our Aloha Tuesday because I'm leaving for Africa on Thursday. And
Okay.
so, my throat will hopefully be better by tomorrow.
Yeah.
But Linda, why don't you tell them about our event real quick coming in Chicago?
September 26th, 27th, 28th. We're at this fabulous place, Pippin's, with fabulous food. Arthur will be our MC. We're gonna have myself doing mediumship readings with my group. And Mel will be doing group stuff. I think you still will, right, Arthur? You're just not emceeing it. You're gonna do something with the crowd.
I'm gonna have Arthur and Deanne in my group, so we can all interact.
Yeah, because
I was gonna keep tap dancing.
because he needs to earn his keep, right? He needs to earn his supper.
He has to tap dance and sing.
I always sing for my supper. That's my problem.
Yeah, so then Kevin Lewis will be there. Kim Copeland will be there.
Kevin Chandler,
Am I missing some? Oh, Kevin Loving will
Kevin
be there.
Loving.
So it sounds great, and you just contact Mel's office. They'll send you the details. What's the number again?
847-590-5411, or you can email me www.meldoerr.com. And we sold 2 more today, so we've only got room for 17 more people. So
Oh, I thought you were 18 and now we're 17?
now we're 17 more
Oh.
people. So
Oh, okay. It should be 16 if you sold 2 more.
That new math.
I don't know, 16 or 17. Joan handles it all. She tells me, and it's
Yeah.
like, but anyway.
Okay, and listen, while you're gone, Arthur and I were gonna collab on the Monday, but
Right.
listen, next Monday, I'll contact you. I want to go a little later in the day. Our
Sure.
good friend Mark Rhodes had a fabulous idea that we should contact people like Freddie Mercury in honor of it's this month's the LBG
Gay Pride.
in honor of the month, contact famous gay deceased, women and men. And what was that? One of them was No Coward. My uncle used to work for No Coward. I've never talked to him in mediumship before, but I wouldn't mind trying to hit him up. So think of some names and we'll do some stuff on next Monday.
How is Mark?
Somebody's talking about their brother George.
Oh, George Michael?
No, I said I hear somebody talking about their brother George.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
The Barachi.
That's a good idea, George Michael. George Michael, Freddie from Queen.
Mhm.
How is Mark? I haven't heard from Mark for a while.
He's great.
Good.
He's great. He's doing really good. Hey, Mark, thank you for the idea. We'll do a show next Monday. We'll tape it, but
It's a
We'll do it
fabulous idea.
I like it.
Yeah. in honor of the month, and it'd be good to talk to some people. And give me some women that really worked hard. They can't be too ancient. I know No Coward was born in the 1800s, I think, right?
Yeah.
How
He
about
lived to
Oscar
be-
Wilde? Oscar Wilde was gay. And he
Oh,
was,
Oscar Wilde, yeah.
He's older than that one, but
Or the
he's
guy-
buried in No
the-
Coward is buried in Jamaica.
or the scientist that had that was he was
Turing?
in the movie A Brilliant Mind. He's the one that
Turing.
put code to crack the Enigma machine during World War II. He was gay. And I can't
Oh,
think
I
of,
didn't know that.
Turing, yeah.
so anyway.
Okay, well, that's what we'll do next
I'll be
Monday.
in
Sounds
Africa.
good.
I'll be in
We
Africa.
could do it on StreamYard so you can put it on your channel too.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll be in Africa communicating with animals.
it'd be in Africa.
There you go. Kenya and Tanzania.
And we hear that music from out of Africa.
John Barry.
Yeah,
Great
Oh, that was
score.
the most beautiful song.
I love that song.
And when she was flying up in the air with Robert Redford.
We're
Oh,
gonna do
God.
we're gonna do a hot air balloon ride across the Masai Mara to see the wildebeest migration. So
Are you serious?
Aw.
serious.
You be sure to take pictures.
You're
Oh,
gonna
I'm
take
gonna get pictures of that. puppy.
Video on your phone. Come on.
You got that right.
All right, you guys, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bye, you guys.
Have
Bye-bye.
a safe time. Bye-bye.